The Ottoman Empire was ruled by the Turks, who practiced Islam and were a martial people. Ottoman government was centered in Istanbul, Constantinople, and was headed by a sultan who was vested with absolute power. The Armenians, a Christian minority, lived as a second-class citizen. The Armenians were subjected to legal restrictions which denied them normal safeguards. The Armenians were obligated to pay discriminatory taxes and denied participation in government.
In the 19th century, the Ottoman Empire went in a downward spiral, losing power, land, and money. Demands by Armenian political organizations for administrative reforms in the Armenian inhabited provinces and for better police protection from predatory tribes among the Kurds only invited further repression from Muslim Turks. The Ottoman army would use the opportunity of war during World War I to massacre Armenians that were in the areas in which the war was taking place. A new political group, the Young Turks, seized power by revolution in 1908. The Armenian population were deported from their homes. Convoys consisting of tens of thousands, including men, women, and children, were driven hundreds of miles towards the Syrian desert.
Most were made to walk to their destinations, and this was intended as death marches. The killing process was carried out by sword. Younger women and orphan children were abducted and were required to assimilate the language and belief of their captors. The Armenians were not given food or water. This resulted in faster death. There were instances where 2 Armenian communities managed to escape the hands of the Turks. The mountaineers of Musadag managed to defend themselves in the mountains, and the other defended themselves until relieved by Russian armies. The plight of the Armenian genocide was publicized in the United States because of American Ambassador Henry Morgenthau.
Near East, a relief committee authorized by the U.S. Congress helped the Armenian people by setting up refugee camps, orphanages, medical clinics, and educational facilities. CUP officials were charged with unconstitutional seizure of power, the conduct of war of aggression, conspiring liquidation of the Armenian population, and massacre. In 1921, Talat, the principal architect of the Armenian genocide, was killed in Berlin. A new nationalist Turkish movement, led by Mustafa Kemal, continued to massacre the Armenian people until they eliminated the Armenian demographic presence in Turkey. In 1923, when Turkey was declared a republic, justice for the Armenians were swept aside along with their resettlement and restitution. The Turkish Republic dismissed the genocide from ever happening. The Red Army took over Russian Armenia, resulting in loss of historic territories for the Armenian people.
The Armenian genocide happened because the Turks did not want to share power in the government with the Armenians. When the Armenian population prospered, the Turks feared they won't be able to control them, so they came up with a plan to eradicate Armenians from Turkey and neighboring countries.
Most of the perpetrators were arrested or were executed for the crimes they committed, which was the massacre of the Armenians and capital crimes. Some even fled to avoid charges.
The genocide may have been prevented if the Turks shared their power in the government with the Armenians. The Turks could have also made a better and more peaceful plan to keep the Armenian population in check.